After recently 100%ing Resident Evil Requiem, I had a problem. I still wanted more Resident Evil, but there was no more Resident Evil to play, at least not yet. So instead of doing the healthy thing and moving on with my life, I went digging through the weirdest Resident Evil-inspired horror games I could find in the depths of Steam. Fixed cameras, locked doors, limited ammo, and monsters that looked like they were designed during a fever dream. Today, I'm playing 3 of these games to find out if any of them actually capture what makes Resident Evil work, or if they're just straight up cursed. What in the world? Before getting into that though, consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel if this type stuff is up your alley. It really helps out small channels like myself. To kick things off, I decided to start with a game called Self-Indulgence. Not only is it free, but it advertises a strong retro survival horror narrative with the classic tank controls and fixed cameras we all know and love. Although, horror seems to be a bit subjective in this case. After starting the game, we find ourselves in a playground eavesdropping on a riveting conversation between 2 kids.
I promised my mom I'd do my homework.
After the other kid heads home, we are tasked with picking up some soccer balls that we apparently left scattered around. It appears we're not alone though. This silent stranger watches us eerily from the monkey bars as we continue on. That's not the last we'll see of him though. What the?
Yeah.
I can't breathe. I still don't really know what this means, even after the game gives us a couple different chances to understand. What's with like the happy music?
I think that's...
Eventually, we see this next cutscene showcasing some large building and a couple strange gentlemen that take the analog horror approach to introductions. Oh no. Finally, we get to the title card and are introduced to our main character. Why is Homer Simpson drowning in the ocean? We wake up to the sound of our son begging us to go outside and play with his new BB gun.
Dad, wake up, Dad. Oh my God.
What an annoying kid. This is where the classic movement style comes into play, as we use tank controls and have access to a very familiar looking inventory and camera setup. We are then given a knife, and to my surprise, instead of using it to open a new BB gun like we said before, we do this. I'm gonna stop asking questions. That's not a BB gun. And 9mm, this is a 9mm.
Let's go, Dad.
That's our neighbor's yard. That 9mm's gonna like shoot their house. Before the HOA gets involved, we quickly shoot the targets and follow our son back inside to play some more, I guess.
Let's go play outside, Dad. I
We're
want to play with you more
outside
and more
right
and
now,
more and
son.
more.
You just went inside. What is wrong with this family? Look at that run. Why is that the most accurate, like, middle-aged man run? That's actually so... Is that a typewriter and an ink ribbon? It is. It shouldn't be surprising given the topic of this video, but it was funny to see just how directly some of these games ripped off elements from Resident Evil. With our game saved now, we headed inside towards the laundry room, but after this familiar animation, we once again find ourselves in some alternate dimension. It appears our character is hallucinating and seeing a vision of his deceased parents. Something he confirms along with a couple other facts. All right, so this guy took 90 Benadryls and now we're going to play through his point of view. Got it.
Dad?
We can inspect them. Dad, he was my role model. He taught me... Wait, what did he teach you? Taught me how to... He taught me how to stand. We were then introduced to the main setting for this game, a place called My Orphanage. Pretty straightforward. It seems as though some strange things are afoot inside this eerie establishment. What is he doing to him? Why was he in like a frog position? Like just having at him, okay. Inside, we are met with a puzzle where we need to collect a certain number of books to slide into this bookshelf. We quickly find 2 of them, one in this closet and the other in a nearby bedroom. After grabbing it though, we encounter this strange being. I remember every hand, every breath. I dream of tearing them apart. Let me out and I'll show them what it means to touch us. What? Now I see why you were in here, man. We then make our way into the kitchen where we once again find our son acting strangely. He appears to be staring blankly at the wall with some strange entity watching him from the shadows. Jim Carrey's The Mask is here. Good thing there are some healing items nearby in case things get hairy. We come across another book and right on cue, we encounter our first bit of danger. Oh no. Scary stuff. We barely make it out alive when we have to deal with even more zombies in the pool area. Once they are taken care of, we can grab this axe and use it to chop down the dresser blocking the stairs to the second floor. Upstairs, we can find even more zombies, of course, and luckily 2 more books. We also encounter Alien X again, and catch a glimpse of that green entity from earlier. We grab Leon's favorite snack from the attic before confronting the green guy again. It's the mask! Hello? With all of the books in our possession now, we bring them to the bookcase where we now have to align them to create a cohesive picture to solve the puzzle. This was actually harder than expected because, to my knowledge, there are no references or clues in the house that show what it is supposed to look like. But after a while, we luckily figure it out. We now pick up the copyright key, which gives us access to the office, where we find yet another despairing soul needing help. He's holding his Mark Zuckerberg doll.
Not now. I'm not even supposed to be here.
Why is it using a Japanese-English accent? Sadly, he's a man of few words. Next to him, though, we can grab the key to the basement, and after saving the game again, we can head down to confront some of the things that have been haunting us thus far. You were my favorite toothpaste? What? Wait. What? What did he just do? He hit a Fortnite emote and then fell down. What is that? Looks like the thing from Shark Boy and Lava. Oh, it's all 3 of them. Okay. Cue the boss fight. The green guy chases us around the basement with his extra eyesight close behind him. To beat him, we simply have to shoot the eyes as they multiply. Which, after doing so and hitting him directly a few times, we trigger this cutscene. Our friend from upstairs telepathically opens the door for us to help us escape. And that marks the end of Chapter 1. What a way to end such an interesting adventure. Overall, though, I have to say I had a lot of fun playing this game, and I applaud the dev for putting it together. Making games is really hard, and I can't wait to see how the next chapters develop. My only request is that every chapter ends in a dance sequence like this. On to our next game now, Flesh Made Fear. It costs just under 18 USD for the full version, but it also has a lengthy free demo, which is what I'll be giving a try here today. The Steam page once again mentions tank controls, fixed cameras, and PSX-style graphics. It even references the original RE trilogy directly as a main inspiration. Consider my hopes up. After starting a new save, immediately we are met with a screen similar to that of Resident Evil 2, as there are 2 character paths to choose from that affect the progression of the story. Since this is just the demo, we can only choose Jack Bones Richards, but that's totally fine for this initial test. The opening cutscene takes us through the story of a tormented genius who spent their life's work attempting to unlock the boundaries of humanity to create more efficient soldiers and weapons. Sounds familiar, right? As you can imagine, this eventually drove him to madness, which led him to use himself as a test subject as his experiments became more and more advanced. The man, Victor Ripper, was now barely considered human, but this only motivated him even further to reach perfection. Slowly, people from the town of Rotwood went missing, and a highly trained task force named the Reaper Intervention Platoon, that of course has an acronym, were tasked with getting answers and stopping this outbreak in its tracks. Still not seeing the similarities? What if I told you that this team consisted of a gruff and stubborn leader, mysterious cocky guy wearing sunglasses, a male character who you're sure will die instantly, a badass woman character who seems to be more capable than anyone else on the team, another woman character who feels a bit more reserved and cautious, and a roided up action movie character who probably wants to punch boulders. See it now? I hope so. As this team of all-star soldiers get closer to the city, they come across a drawbridge that, conveniently, is up, meaning they can't pass. The team, under direction of Bill, decide to split up and try and find a way through the woods and across the river. Our character, Jack, teams up with Katya and takes the east path. Now feels like a good time to say that the controls in this game feel incredible. It takes the classic RE trilogy movement, smooths it out, and adds the original RE4 aiming mechanic on top of that. You'll see more of that a little later. As we move down the foggy path in Silent Hills, we eventually stumble upon a wrecked forest ranger vehicle. And once we reach the watchtower, the fence is also damaged, with Katya mentioning,
"Looks like something ripped this gate wide open."
With that in the back of our mind, we fix the generator to restore power, and decide to split up to hopefully find the key to the gate in order to progress further. We head up to the interior of the tower, where we find some very welcoming sights. The first being this message written in dried blood, someone's final words before they were attacked by something unknown. The firefinder and surrounding furniture are also coated in blood. And the radio is damaged purposefully. We also find a lockbox needing a 3-digit code, and after reading the paranoid journal from one of the workers of the tower, we can open this up and snag the key we need. We share what we found with Katya, and then get on our way towards the river. What we find next is really disturbing. In the middle of the forest is a tree with an ominously open mouth. Something glimmers inside, taunting us. And being the meathead we are, we of course stick our hand inside to try and grab it. This actually turned out to be a quick time event, and luckily I didn't find out what happens if you miss one, though it was a close call. What we found turns out to be a cassette recording from Victor Ripper himself, giving us a glimpse into his twisted mind and motivations. A bit further down the path, we find the Rotwood Water Tower. After climbing up, we find this pleasant sight.
What the hell is this?
Yeah, I had the same reaction. Something or someone has been busy and hungry, and I didn't want to stick around long enough to find out what. Just past the tower, we find Whispering Falls, a sign we should be able to cross the river somewhere near here. And we can, across this old rickety swinging bridge. I'm sure you're shocked to hear that after trying to cross, Jack nearly falls into the water as it breaks beneath him. He manages to make it across, but loses his radio in the process. Kat says she will report to the others, and in the meantime, we have to try and lower the bridge ourselves.
Crap.
So we press on, finding another mouth tree along the way. Eventually, we are met with this small hunter's lodge, and once inside, it becomes instantly clear what this actually is. We can find some paraffin wax, as well as a pen and paper and item chest. I love the save rooms in this game. They feel so authentic and genuinely peaceful. Take a listen to the music inside. We can also find a collectible plushie, which is this game's version of the Mr. Raccoon trophies. This definitely scratches that classic RE game itch for me. What do you guys think? Moving past the safe room, we jump off this cliff and to no one's surprise, we find out we are not alone in these woods. The setting is now this long empty highway, and at one end we can find the drawbridge again. But in true Resident Evil style, the command building's door is locked. Conveniently, there is another save room right across the street, and once inside we pick up some bandages and another collectible. If we follow the highway in the other direction, we stumble upon an old gas station. I fully expected to find a Jeep parked outside. But like the control room, the main door is locked. But off to the side, we find that the bathroom doors are unlocked. Weird side note, this is gonna sound insane, but the sound the toilets make when flushing sounds like someone's voice says something at the end. Take a listen and tell me if I'm crazy. Anyways, in the men's bathroom, we find the poor owner of the gas station left all alone here in the stall. Beside him is the key to the front door, and after trying to grab it, he goes full-on Marvin on us and reveals himself to be a zombie. This is when I found out that the game has the one-hit KO mechanic from the mainline RE games. It's just as satisfying as you can imagine. There is another problem now as a horde of zombies break through the nearby barricade and start making their way towards us. Before they have time to catch up, we unlock the front door and head into the gas station. Inside, we take care of a couple more zombies in the entryway and head out the back door. Outside, we find a tool room with an item box and some blueprints on how to make a demolition charge. I guess the plan is to use this to clear a path for the van after lowering the bridge. If we head outside the gate, we find ourselves yet again on a long dark forest pathway. To make things worse, we see this person standing eerily in the middle of our route. After Jack intelligently yells out to her, shocker, she's a zombie. Although not the same as the others. After unloading nearly a whole clip, she eventually blows up into a cloud of toxic mist. Can't wait to run into more of those in the future. Eventually, we make it to what appears to be yet another cabin in the woods. But in the front yard of this one, we find this disturbing effigy of what appears to be the charred remains of some creature. Once again, hoping I don't run into one of these alive. Once inside, we find another save area, but more importantly, we see a doorway that has been boarded up. Of course, we need to find a tool to access it. In the living room, we find a cozy fireplace and yet another plushie. The adjacent room is a bathroom with this bathtub that is perhaps the worst color a bath could be. Sadly, we can't make our character reach in. He demands some kind of tool. With a nickname like Bones, I thought you'd be able to handle a bit more here, Jack. Nearby, we can use this ladder to climb into the attic, which this zombie also figured out, I guess? And on the table next to him, we can find a hammer handle. We find yet another tool in the kitchen where this fire poker is sticking out of the fridge. Most normal Resident Evil item placement. Do we use this in the fire? Of course not. Back to the bathtub it is. Oh, yeah, I guess that would make the water like that, huh? Anyway, we now have a fully assembled hammer and we can take down the boards to enter the bedroom. Once inside, we get a clue of who might have lived here, as we see this plaque on the wall paying homage to a police officer. It's obvious something not so good went down in here, and we eventually find this body, which may just be the unfortunate homeowner. Right next to the bed, we find another important key. This time, the one to the basement trapdoor. And after using it and climbing down, we hear this unnerving sound. Like something straight out of The Walking Dead, someone seems to have barricaded a horde of zombies into this room, and perhaps with their last efforts warned everyone of the danger on the other side. Surely that'll stay closed, right? In the next room, we find some bandages and a wolf medallion, which is the equivalent to a key in the Resident Evil world. Sure enough, after stepping back outside, the zombies come crashing through the barricade. We'll need to see what they were guarding eventually, but for now, let's see where this medallion takes us. Back through the woods and outside the gas station, we once again maneuver around the zombies and this time head further down the highway. We eventually happen upon this trailer park, and just like every neighborhood, it is locked by a mechanism needing a medallion. After slotting it in and rotating the rings to align the image, we can enter. In the center of all the trailers, there is yet another effigy made from the remains of what appears to be a human. Whatever is doing this must be smarter than your average zombie. I really hope we don't find out what it is. By checking the 4 trailers, we can find some of the household items that we need to craft the breaching charge. Chemicals, duct tape, a plushie of Chris Redfield's love interest, and after dealing with this sneaky zombie behind a curtain, a can of fuel. The gunshots unfortunately attracted a crowd. When we exit the trailer, we find 2 of those toxic exploding zombies. I try to bait them into blowing up without using ammo, but that almost cost me my life. Lesson learned. The only place we haven't explored now is the zombie-filled basement of that shack from earlier. So once again, down the ladder, I made use of this corner to get a good angle on the horde as they lumbered towards me. I really like how this game handles the basic zombies. My biggest pet peeve is when games or movies make zombies super intelligent or athletic. They should be dangerous in numbers, but easily outsmarted or avoided if you plan ahead. Once they're taken care of, we can step into the room to find the poor police officer we learned about earlier. It makes you wonder what exactly happened to leave him locked in this room, and how so many zombies made it to his basement. Next to him, we can finally obtain the bridge station key, as well as a metal handle. Naturally, we unlock the station and can immediately find a use for the handle at the control box. It's been quite a while in game time, so I wasn't sure what to expect when crossing back over to check on the van. Once approaching it, or what's left of it, we find traces of deep scratch marks and sizable damage to the surrounding forest and roadway. It wasn't too long until we found out who or what was responsible for it all. The devs nailed it with this enemy design. It reminds me a lot of G-Virus Birkin from RE2 with the way you can see faces melted into its skin. Once the coast was clear, we checked the back of the van and find our last piece needed to craft the breaching charge. We head back to the gas station, place all the materials down, and put it together. Now we just needed a place to use it. We find just that at this tunnel past the trailer park. It appears the hysteria has caused a pileup of cars and debris. We set the charge and take cover. Once the smoke clears, we now have a path to access the main city of Rotwood. After Jack steps inside the tunnel, the camera pans backwards to reveal a mysterious dark figure watching everything from the shadows. The demo ends with him laughing as the screen turns to black. It's safe to say that the demo has absolutely done its job and made me want to play the full game. If you too are looking for something to fill the void of classic Resident Evil or Silent Hill action horror, I highly recommend giving it a try for yourself to see if you feel the same. And if you want to see me do a full playthrough of Flesh Made Fear, let me know in the comments because I would gladly do it. Major props to the devs over at Tainted Pact for putting together such a well-optimized and intriguing game. Speaking of which, the final game we're going to take a look at is a bit, more complicated in those areas. The game is called Affliction, and it's on sale for a total of 99 cents USD. I had to hunt for a while to find this one, and trust me, you'll want to see this. It advertises a long single-player campaign, unique weapons, and wide enemy variety, all set in a war-torn country of Golovka. You can probably guess the rest, but a big organization is using a top-secret facility to develop special weapons and experimenting with human subjects. And you know what? I wish it was that simple in this game. After starting a new game and reviewing the controls, the game crashes. Yeah, it's gonna be that kind of thing. On the second try, we finally get into the opening cutscene where after a few quotes from famous philosophers, we get the backstory on the war in Golovka. Our character's involvement in all this? Well, we really don't know. We start out in the introductory chapter, Fragments, where we search this bleak city street for a way to rendezvous at the hospital. The roads are blocked, so we decide to use the sewers, but we need a tool to open the manhole. In this corner, we find a pry bar and can now jump down into a loading screen. I am not exaggerating when I say that in between every map, there is a 35+ second loading screen. Maps sometimes only take a couple of minutes, so you spend roughly a third of the game time just loading. Why, you might ask? To put it simply, Affliction was made in the Game Guru engine, which is notorious for awful data management, instability, and overall terrible user experience. Why did they use it? That I have no idea. We have bigger problems than Game Guru though, as once we're in the sewers, we find we're a bit outmatched. Whoa! Hey! I don't have a weapon! I don't have a weapon! I don't have a weapon! I was just in the sewer being shot up. Why? Yeah, so in the opening area, apparently there's a pistol sitting here next to the soldier that is completely missable. Nothing like soft locking in the first 4 minutes of gameplay. With the pistol this time, we can fight our way through the sewers and climb our way into this basement, where not long after, we hit another loading screen. Nearly an hour of this recording was just loading. You guys can thank me later for all the editing. We now find ourselves in the city hall, which is crawling with soldiers. I tried my best to take them out somewhat silently, but they seem to be one step ahead of me. There's one down. Oh! Throughout the game, we can read documents that give us more and more details about what exactly we're up against, all of them pointing to some shady experimentation at a mysterious compound. After heading upstairs, we can jump off the balcony and fight our way through the city streets again. Our character tells us we're getting close to the hospital, but after progressing a bit further, he just suddenly gives up on it and says we need to find the police station now. I trust the man, let's just do as he says. We then find this security checkpoint, where we are told to surrender our guns, but surely in this case we'll hang on to them, right? Oh, we're not allowed to have... It literally takes our... Why are we such a law-abiding citizen in an apocalypse? Just around the corner, we get another cutscene. Oh, is this a firing squad?
Open fire!
Oh my god!
Agent away.
Why do we have Darth Vader commanding people out here? We got bigger problems on our hands. Now another loading screen, let me guess. No. Is that the whole game? Relaunching the game a third time, it appears we have made it to Chapter 1. By reading some of the documents, we find out we are now located in a top secret medical lab where we have been subject to experimentation. By looking into some of the other cells, it appears we're actually one of the lucky ones. That's quite the affliction you have there. In the locker room, we get a hand from this guy and find the key to the lab, where once inside, we find yet another subject of these shady experiments. Then, we see firsthand the horrors that this outbreak has caused. Hello. Oh, are you sure you have to come this way? That's so scary how you're slowly walking towards me. Do you mind if I save for a second here? Unless you crash my game or something? The virus has begun to mutate the dead into zombies, which means we are now locked in here with countless of the infected. Wait, what? Why are you just standing there like a Halloween prop? So with just this rusty pipe and loading screens at our side, we have to find a way out. Every step of the way, our life was at risk. Finding this pistol gave just a shimmer of hope. In one of the next rooms, we can find perhaps the origin of this terrible pandemic. This is more than just an escape attempt. Now, We needed answers. It was then that I realized another problem. Somewhere along the way, we had lost our flashlight. I'm almost 90% sure I'm supposed to have a flashlight right now, too. Whoa, whoa! What? Oh, no! Oh, no! I'm not gonna lie, that kind of did put me on edge there for a second. And they rounded that corner. Whoa, oh my God! Don't do that! Why do only some of you care? What is wrong with you? After barely making it out alive, it was clear we would need to pay closer attention to our surroundings. And after once again fighting our way through an armed squadron, the horrors just kept coming. What am I looking at? He looked friendly there for a minute. Him, not so much. Just how big was the scale of this outbreak? Were basic zombies and weak infected the only thing to worry about? What am I looking at? Oh, it's definitely not gonna burst out of there, is it? It's Vecna. They've got Vecna in containment. Moving deeper into the facility, things once again took a turn for the worse as a familiar face revealed itself as an obstacle to our escape. Whoa! 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 It's Timu Iron Maiden! Oh no! Oh my God! That's literally the Iron Maiden from Resident Evil 4, though. I put aside my fear and faced the beast head-on the next time. And with just a smidgen of health remaining, we were able to limp ourselves to the exit. In the underground tunnels, we once again fought armed guards, but something far worse was rapidly approaching. No, not this again. Look at him running. He'll get here eventually. Don't worry. He'll get here at some point. That was a good effort, pal. We fought more armed guards, went past this green herb, and once again found ourselves in an old drainage tunnel. Ah! Oh my God. I literally called it, too. He's friendly, though. See? You know what? Round of applause for you, game. You actually scared me. You actually scared me twice in one tunnel. I'll give you that. We needed to keep our wits. We needed to keep our wits about us. Finally, fresh air. But wouldn't you know that fresh air was being shared with more armed guards? Death, taxes, loading screens, and armed guards, all inevitable. Finally, we made it to another checkpoint, and much to my surprise, things were way friendlier here. You kind of seem chill. You don't seem like you're gonna do anything. I think I'm just gonna leave you here. I'm not gonna waste my bullet on you. What about you? I'm not gonna walk too close to you to help you not make the wrong decision here. Through a nearby trapdoor, we once again found ourselves underground, this time in a medieval era labyrinth. Oh, that's, are we having a dance off now? That's unfortunate they put that. Who put that box there, man? I know. You tell me about it. It's so unfortunate that they put that there. Here, let me help you out. As we push through, it becomes clear that some unspeakable horror has occurred here. Documents tell the story of people being trapped here as outside bandits ravaged the area and mistreated the masses. Speaking of mistreatment, just past the dungeon I heard a familiar noise, and once again I was filled with dread. Wait, I'm losing health rapidly. No. I died? Wait, what? Why did it not tell me that I was dying? It was clear we would need a new strategy. Okay, so the strategy here is going to be run and eat. Run and eat. We're just gonna run. Well, I guess you don't eat bandages, but you know what I mean. Okay, not run and eat. Run and use. There we go. Run and wrap. That's better. Run and wrap. Run and wrap. Run and wrap. We need more wrapping. More wrapping. More wrapping. More wrapping. More wrapping. More wrapping. Don't look at this guy on the left and just run by him. Did we make it? Did we make it? Did we make it? We did. Okay. What a stressful level. My quick thinking had once again saved the day. But there was no time for celebration. As in the forest now, we had to outrun the massive horde of infected waiting for us. Must be close to a village or something. Wait. Resident Evil Village reference. In this village, we found a lifeline. A pickup truck in good enough condition. We just needed to find the keys. But in a world like this, that wouldn't be so easy. Hello, you're new. We got the missing link. What is this virus doing to people? The virus is downloading assets off of off of Steam Workshop and putting them in the game. That's what it's doing. We sped away in our vehicle but ran out of gas. Luckily, there was a gas station not too far ahead. But that's when we ran into what would turn out to be one of our greatest opponents yet. Oh, hello. You look like a string of dental floss. You're about as strong as dental floss as well. How many bullets did he take? That was a lot. Something deep inside me told me that would not be the last time we would encounter dental floss. And I regret to inform you that I was right. No, dental floss is back. He's back. Okay, there's actually quite a few people showing up now. And dental floss is... Oh, there's a couple. Let me hit them with the... Yeah, there we go. I don't know what that move is called, but we'll call it the... We'll call it the Colgate crossover. They can't even get through here. There's no way they can get past that gate. Oh, there's... Never mind. Dental floss is over here, too. After narrowly escaping, we found ourselves once again in the heart of a city. And here it appears that the virus had hit the citizens harder than the others. What in the world? Hang on, wait. That's the scariest thing I've ever seen. What is that? He's still like that, too. Look at that. That virus, man, this is worse than the T-virus, no doubt. We needed to get out fast, so we climbed to the 3rd floor and jumped through a broken window. In the next area, we fought, you guessed it, more armed soldiers. But they were zombies this time. An improvement, if you ask me. And they were commanded by none other than... Oh, it's dental floss. Glad to see you made it back, though. Where are you going? Okay, never mind, you do that. It was clear that he was no ordinary zombie. It's the missing link again. Possessing the power to bend time, mortality, and humanity to his will. He would do whatever it takes to keep us from reaching the truth. Don't do this, not like this. We were friends. Not long after, we encountered his strongest ally yet. This monstrosity took all of my ammo and explosives, but after nearly a 3-minute battle, we managed to take him down and escape to a nearby railway. Here we fought more armed guards, but this time, I had a secret weapon that could even change the landscape of Affliction speedruns forever. Did that actually work as well as I thought it would? I think it did. No, that grenade worked so well. Hang on. I thought maybe it'd clear out like a few of them, but it killed every single one of them? Okay, write that down, speedrunners. Write down that exact trajectory. The only path forward was through the sewers again. But of course, the infected stood in our way. There's another frag grenade. I'll take... Whoa. I don't love that. I don't love that. He got out. In the sewers, I made the executive decision to run instead of waste ammo. I'm guessing it's... yeah, we're just gonna pretend we didn't see that. And we're gonna pretend we didn't see that. And we're gonna pretend like we didn't see that. Suddenly, everything went dark. And the plague that had been haunting us this whole time came back stronger than ever. Perhaps this was the end. Am I dying? I can't tell if I'm dying. I can't tell. Is this a Minecraft parkour? Oh, that's not good. Yeah, this is just Minecraft park. I've done Minecraft parkour that looks like this. Wait, what? Is that the final? Please tell me this is the final level of the game. That's gonna make my day. That's ball game if you stop moving forward. I'm glad I got that up close view of both of them. Nope. I underestimate it every time, and then if you fall one time, they just descend on you. Oh, you know, I could totally save scum. Hang on. I was actually behaving. I can't believe I didn't think of that. Don't try and do that. Okay, that's what happens when your confidence gets too big. All right, ego's getting a little big. This is not good. Plant 43, confirmed. It's a very cinematic ending. Look at this. This is probably not even the ending. I'm just saying that. I don't know if this is the ending. I'm just saying that. With what little humanity we had left, we clawed our way deeper into the settlement looking for an escape. Hit him! Why are you not hitting him? Like 90% of that missed. We broke our way into this encampment, thus starting Chapter 7, Riddance, which I guess was the engine saying good riddance to our save file. After, it was more armed guards. I don't even have anything funny to say this time. And as our sanity began to waver, we came face to face with the dark reality we had been desperately trying to outrun. We all know what's coming. Realistic knocking sounds? Oh! He's faster than I thought. Not every story can have a happy ending. Sometimes your affliction becomes too much to handle, which sadly was the case of our desperate, heroic, and mentally insane hero. This is how the game ends.
Yes, Vasya, now go back to sleep.
With as many issues that this game has, and there are a lot, many didn't even make the edit, it was still an entertaining time. Shipping a game is really hard and time-consuming, especially when trying to match the idea you have in your head. After launching Affliction, these devs have actually gone on to release many well-received and optimized games. Their growth is really inspiring. That's why, as unserious and perhaps sarcastic as this playthrough and segment was, in no way do I want to come across as me hating or criticizing the developers in any way. I'm a fan of theirs for sure, and I have since added their newest release, Chaos Chain, to my backlog. Everyone go show Corrosive Studios some love. The link is in the description below. With that, this exploration of Resident Evil inspired games and hidden gems comes to a close. I want to thank you all so much for taking the time to watch this video. It was a random idea I had and it was an absolute blast to make. If you want to see any of these playthroughs in their entirety, I would be happy to upload them to my second channel, so let me know. These videos take a lot of time and effort to make, so if you enjoyed it and want to see more, please consider liking, subscribing, and checking out some of my other uploads here on the channel. I also want to announce that over on my second channel, I've started a new weekly show called Off Course, where me and my co-host boot up a chill game and discuss some topics and tell some funny stories. The first episode is up now, and you can also find us over on Spotify. The links to all that, and to my Discord server if you want to join and hang out with myself and others of the community, are in the description. Until next time, thank you all again so much for watching, and I will see you very soon.